Hello and welcome to Richard's Carpy Bits. It's been a while, so I'm going to talk about PVA bags, and I think they're fantastic for weed fishing, especially weed fishing, and also if you're sort of casting out in the dark, or you know you're not used to a lake and you don't want to do any markering out or anything. I think they're brilliant for, so definitely worth a try. All I've got in here is a simple rig, really short rig, some pellets and a hook bait really, and I can cast that out, and I feel if there's fish in the area I'm probably going to catch on them, so I'll show you how to put one together. What you need is a rig of whatever you like. In a PVA bag, I like to make it maybe a critically balanced sort of rig, if not a critically balanced, possibly you know, just a pop-up rig, or anything what's going to sort of move its way through the pellets and you know, sit on top of the pellets and whatnot. But you can use bottom baits as well, but I'd suggest putting a little bit of PVA foam or something over the hook. But here's what you really need. You need your rig, lead, leader, and obviously attached to a rod. Well, main line and a rod. Then you need a PVA bag of the choosing of the size you wish. I'm going to use a large because that's usually what I'm casting out. Get some pellets, although you don't have to use pellets. You can use you could use crushed up boilies or whole boilies. You could use PVA friendly particles, whatever you wish, but I'm going to use pellets for the purpose of this, and maybe a couple of boilies as well. A couple of boilies in there, might crush up a few, I'm not sure. See how it goes. Right, so first and foremost, I feel it's always important to try and keep your rig about the same size as the PVA bag, and that's so you don't get any tangles or anything like that. What I do is I put my rig inside the bag and the lead, just push it to the bottom, and then in the middle of the bag, I'd say, just gently pierce your hook through the bag, just like that, and then everything's in there. Your rig's nice and straight, and you're ready to start. And you take some pellets, and I've got a little cup here, and that's what I'm doing. Just pour them in. A bit of a messy job, but someone's got to do it. Just pour them in, and as you go in, just every so often pull your rig up so nothing gets tangled. I'm gonna crush up a boilie and put it in there. A couple of boilies actually. Crush them up, pop them in there, maybe a whole boilie or two, and then pour some more pellets on there. And again, just pull your rig through, make sure nothing's getting tangled. And as you can see by the pellets, I've got all sorts of shapes and sizes in there, and to be honest, it's getting close to winter now, so I don't want anything really big in my PVA bag for the fish to fill themselves up on. And within 10-15 minutes these pellets are probably going to be quite well broken down, so there shouldn't be much in there for the fish to fill themselves up on, other than a few crumbs, boilies, bit of smudge of pellet, and well, my hook bait hopefully. And so my suggestion is to make up a few of these before you go fishing, and that way if you're stuck out there in the middle of the night and you've got some feeding fish going on a spot, you can get it out there really quick again. Now what I'm going to do is only semi-pull the lead out of the PVA, out of the pellets, so it's like that. And then my suggestion is lick your fingers and just rub them on your PVA bag, like so, and then take it all really tight and just twist it round a couple of times, keeping it as tight as possible, and then hold it there for a minute. And whilst you're holding it, get some PVA tape or PVA string or whatever you've got, just break a generous piece off, and then wrap. I like PVA tape because it melts faster, especially in cold water, but just wrap it round 2 or 3 times and tie a quick knot, like so. Just a couple of granny knots. And then leave it and go down to the bottom of the PVA bag. And what I'll do is get a pair of scissors, and I'm pushing the corner of the PVA bag as far as it will go, and I pull it back out, and as you can see there's not a lot of air in there anyway, but I just chop the corner just so we can release all the air, and wet my finger a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, and push it over and hold it. And whilst you're holding that side, push this side in, pull it out. This is going to make your PVA bag really tight. What that's going to do is firstly stop your PVA bag floating straight to the surface again, and secondly it's going to make your PVA bag, when it gets into the water and it hits the bottom, it's going to make your PVA bag explode on the bottom, and it's going to make a big halo of bait rather than just one big dollop. So, you know, hopefully it'll get the fish moving about a little bit to pick up the food, and you'll have a wider surface area instead of just one big dollop, which I think is going to look a little bit suspect. Right, next thing to do once that's all nice and dried, and as you can see it doesn't take long, is I pull the PVA away. Now I'm using a leader, you can use rig tubing or whatever, but just pull it away from your leader and just cut the excess PVA away, like so. Same with your tags of your PVA tape or string, just cut it away, makes it a lot neater, and then you won't have a big dollop of PVA mounting, because that could take, especially in the cold water, it could take hours and hours and hours to melt away if you've got a big dollop of PVA out there. So just cut the excess away, and as you can see that looks really neat and tidy, and that is absolutely solid. Now the last thing I like to do is just get me scissors and just poke a couple of holes, just little tiny holes into the PVA bag. And again, it's mainly because I'm paranoid, but I have had it happen to me a few times. I've spent hours making up PVA bags and haven't pierced them, cast them out into the lake, and I've watched my PVA bag float straight to the top, and yeah, it's not much use at the top. So, but yeah, that's how to make a PVA bag. Like I say, it's fantastic for pretty much any bait as long as it's PVA friendly, so I wouldn't suggest popping your spod mix in there. But I know fishermen who fish PVA bags of glug, the same glug as their hook bait, everything, you know. So give it a go. It's fantastic if you've got a cast out in the night, or it's a new lake and you don't want to do much plumbing out and markering, so give it a go. That's Richard's Carpy Bits. I'll speak soon.